Hey, hello there, ktgozone here, and this is a game of Age of Empires, and we're looking at Carlos Ferdinand and Superman, both from India, and I'm covering Indian players for the next few games, and I hope you guys enjoy this. We are already into 12 minutes of game time, so I'm going to go straight into the game. This is Carlos Ferdinand, famous for playing with gods, and he already has those militia forward, and he's in feudal age, mind you, so 12.5 minutes of game time, and he's sending 5 militia forward. I'm sure he's created those militia in feudal age because of the 25% cheaper militia or 25% cheaper infantry in feudal age for the gods. So there you go, he's already converted them to the man-at-arms. The research has been done, so they are right now 6 attack, and the scout cavalry of his opponent Superman is not going to engage themselves against these man-at-arms. Mind you, they also have an attack bonus against buildings. I think it's +1 attack bonus against buildings, so this is a very good idea to attack that stable right now. So let's look at that. That's what he's trying to do. The scouts are not engaging into this fight. They're staying over here, but not going for this man-at-arms, and this forward archery range is not a very good idea. That villager is going to possibly go down, and yes, this village is surely going to go down, and he's probably have to delete that archery range. I think he should make an archery range inside. That's what he should do. But let's get on with this game and find out the basis of these players. Superman is playing with the Huns. Is playing in blue, and this guy had reached a RM1v1 rating of 2064, if I'm not wrong, back in the days, and he doesn't play now, but he was a very good player. I have seen a few games of this guy, and I think he was pretty good. So that's his base over there. He can actually wall off his base. I'm not sure whether there's a hole over there. I believe there is no hole over there, so he's actually a very good base over here. It's a wallable base, and is well protected. This man-at-arms will find it very difficult to enter the base right now, and he's walled himself in. He has got one more place to do wood cutting duty, so that's a very good base, and that's archery range I was talking about. He finally has that archery range inside his base. So that is Superman, and his opponent is Carlos Ferdinand, a very famous base, possibly the most famous Age of Empires player, and from India, and I think he's also the moderator of AFC Zone. He's very active over there. He doesn't play now. He might play a few games here and there, but obviously he's not very active now, and he had reached a rating of 2024. Yes, 2k player, and yeah, he's very famous, and he's famous for his god strategy. He loves playing with gods. He's played a hell lot of games with gods, and he's really excelled at it. That's his base over there. He's got his wood cutting duties happening over there, and that's not very good for these villagers. Pretty far away from the lumber camp, but this is a very good place for lumber camp. If he wants to, he can wall off over here and do his wood cutting duties over here, so that is a good option open to him. And only 2 villages on gold mining duties, quite enough for those man-at-arms. If he wants to continue with them, you can look at his food. He would probably want to go to Castle Age soon. He's got a very open base, mind you. If he sends the scouts, Superman, if he sends those scouts, he could have been in trouble, but I don't know. He's kept his scouts alive, but he's not sending them to Carlos Ferdinand's base, so that is not very good from Superman, and slowly trying to wall it off. Fletching coming in from both players almost at the same time, and he's keeping this guy busy. He's got a lot of man-at-arms, and they're doing a lot of damage. At least they're doing a lot of harassment over there. It's going to come inside and not do much damage, because if he walls off over there, right, it will become very difficult for Carlos Ferdinand to do any damage. He's shifted to archers right now, the Hun player. Mind you, who would want to go to cavalry archers, obviously cheaper cavalry archers for the Hun player in Castle Age and Imperial Age. I think it's 25% and 30% cheaper for the Hun player, so that is obviously a very viable option for the Hun player, and he would not want to go full-fledged with these archers or even skirms if he wants to go there or to that route. And so Carlos Ferdinand is very close to his catalyst research. The scouts are not doing any damage right now. That is what I can see, and you can see the 7 to 6 kill to death ratio, and that is pretty close actually, 7 to 7 right now as I speak. So that is pretty close. Not much damage done by Carlos Ferdinand with his man-at-arms, but he's kept his opponent busy. His opponent also has been trying his level best to defend, but defending with scouts, I think that's not a very good idea. He could have sent his scouts forward initially, and the scouts are absolutely rubbish at defending. Therefore attacking, and that's what you should do with the scouts, right? And he didn't do it. So you can see it's already gone to 890 food. He should hit Castle Age. There you go. Castle Age research coming in from Carlos Ferdinand. He's going to move to stone right now, and that is very obvious, and that is because he wants to get a castle up to get those Huskels out. That is Carlos Ferdinand's strategy right now. He's taking skirms out so that he can get his time, his own sweet time, to build the castle, to take the Huskels out. If he wants to do anarchy, he can do his anarchy, and meanwhile he's getting the skirms and the pikes out and spear for now. And what is his opponent doing? His opponent is sending archers. He's also going to Castle Age, not very far away. You can see the timing of around 6 plus 16, 22 seconds difference between the two players. So this is good stuff, and he's sending the archers forward. It's not going to be of any help. A lot of skirms over there, so that this scout should go for those skirms over there, but he's playing very defensive there, Superman, and that is not a very good place to go for an engagement. There will a hell lot of skirms over there, so that is not a good idea. You should go and target these villages. If he wants, you can delay that castle, and that will be a very good idea. He's not doing that, Superman, and he is struggling right now. He's absolutely struggling, and he's going to send his army back. If they stay alive, obviously, not much of them are alive. So 2 scouts and 2 archers stays alive, and they're coming back to the base, having lost that war pretty convincingly. So what is Superman doing right now? This is a pop difference of 7 right now. The villagers count is almost same. It's just a military difference, and look at the number of skirms he has right now. And is he queuing more? He's not queuing more. Would probably want to go to Castle Age, and he's in Castle Age right now, and he's doing his Botkin arrow, but he's not doing any research on the archers because he doesn't really have archers. So it's just a Botkin arrow for these skirms, and the crossbow and the Botkin arrow coming from Superman, because obviously he wants to invest on archers. But I'm a little surprised if he doesn't go for cavalry archers. We'll go to Superman's base and see what he's doing. Is he taking cavalry archers out? He's doing his crossbow research, and is also taking cavalry archers out. So that is the second town center for Superman. So that is a very compact base, and he's also done a few knights over there. So let's see what is Carlos Ferdinand doing. He also has 1, or is it 2? No, it's just 1 town center right now for Carlos Ferdinand. 25 minutes in game time. He was not very far away possibly from getting that castle up. He has 630 stone. He just need 20 more, and he can get that castle up to get those Huskels out. That is surely what his strategy is. He's defending right now. He's not going for an attack, and he's got a hell lot of spears along with these skirms. Mind you, they are elite skirms right now, so that research has been done, and that is the castle. That is the castle that is coming up, and it's going to go do the damage. And meanwhile, crossbows with a +2 attack are going for the kill, but where is the place to attack? I really don't know. This is possibly one place where he can explore, but other than that, I don't find a place where he can attack. He could have come from this area, try to hit these walls. I really don't know how much of a scouting he has done. That is Carlos Ferdinand's power 4. Let's look at Superman. Yes, he has done the scouting. He has done pretty decent scouting actually, so he knows what is going on where. So that is what he's going to try. He's going to come from that region, but it's completely walled over there. He might lose some villages over there, but no, he's sighted it, and he's going to take those villages away. But I think this could have been a better place for wood cutting. I think could have closed that area and could have done wood cutting over there. That's not what he's doing right now, Carlos Ferdinand, but he's going to take his villages away. There is still some wood over there, and he can take those wood. So that is still one town center for Carlos Ferdinand. He could have put 1 more over there if he wanted to. More stone mining happening, possibly because he wants to get a few town centers up. He doesn't have much stone. Let's look at Carlos Ferdinand. Yeah, he's got 110 stone, so he can get 1 more town center up if he wants to. So that's the area he's targeted. That's the area I was talking about. And are we seeing Huskels already? Yes, Huskels are coming out. Let's look at the Huskels right now. They're on 10 plus 1, and look at that armor. That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. And the melee units are the counter choice for these brilliant Huskels, but he doesn't have any melee units right now. He's got those cavalry archers, those cheap cavalry archers of the Huns, and he's also got a mangonels forward. These mangonels would going to go down very easily to these spears if they come forward, but he's doing a good job. And that is not a very clever town center. I don't think that town center is going to come up. There's a hell lot of army for Carlos Ferdinand over there, so that town center is certainly not going to come up. And there you go, he's going to lose those mangonels, and that is not a very good strategy. He's sending his cavalry archers forward right now. You could have sent those cavalry archers along with these mangonels and these villages. That would have been a much better strategy. but he's lost a trick over there, and he's not going to finish that town center anytime soon. I'm going to go to Carlos Ferdinand's point of view and see if he's done his second town center. Yes, finally the second town center is going to come up. There's a pop difference of 13 right now, but that is not because of villages, that is because of the military. 28 military for Carlos Ferdinand. He's pumping in those melee units right now, and I'm not sure he's producing any archers. No, he's not. Certainly no skirms or archers. It's all about those infantry. Yes, the cheaper infantry of the gods, and why not make use of it? When you have the bonus, make use of it, and that is exactly what he's doing. I think he's going to produce spears or pikes from these barracks and produce huskers from the castle. That is the strategy, that is the plan, and that is what he's going to do, right? Yes, spears obviously have attack bonus against cavalry, so right now I really don't know how Superman is going to counter this, but it's going to be very difficult for him with the unit choice that he has as a hunt player. He's going for knights right now. That's a legendary hypnotized knights, and there you go. The knight line are going to do a damage. If they just ignore these huskers, they have to ignore them, and they have to go into the base of Carlos Ferdinand. Probably, I don't know from where. Probably from here. Yes, there's a hole over there, so probably can go inside from there and do the damage. But he should have done the damage earlier. You cannot let the god player, dictate terms in the game, and that is also Carlos Ferdinand, who is such a legendary god player, and he's actually engaging in a fight right now over here. The knights engaging against the huskers. I don't think that's a very good idea, but I think still an even battle. He's sending his pikes forward, so that is going to be bad news for the knights of Superman. There's already a difference of 15 pop almost between the two players, and if you look at the economy, I think let's look at the economy and see what is happening. Food collected 8.5 for Carlos Ferdinand, 7.6 for Superman. Stone less for Carlos Ferdinand, more for Superman. I really don't know where he's doing his stone mining. He's doing his stone mining over there, but he doesn't have a castle right now, so let's see how much stone he has. Superman, he has very less stone. I really don't know where he invested the stone in. Is he doing a castle over there? No, he's doing a town center over there. He's done probably one more town center. No, I really don't know if he has taken so much stone, where has been invested in. So that is, I'm very sorry, that was wood. I was really sorry, that was wood. 173 stone is what he has taken, obviously. So he doesn't have the stone to get that castle up. And 1229 stone taken by Carlos Ferdinand. Obviously he is all set to get one more castle up. Let's go to Carlos Ferdinand's point of view. He's going to do a forward castle. That would have been a very good idea, but he's not going to do that, and he's just sending this infantry, this complete enormous cheap infantry of the gods, and is sending them at will. Look at that, it's very good stuff. Pikes are coming, and they're doing the damage over there, sending huskers and pikes, and he has got the economy set very nicely over there. That's the third town center, and that's very good. Actually, he doesn't have a lot of wood in his base actually, but he's got all the wood over there, but he's also doing all the wood cutting right over there, so that is very safe and very sound. And I'm very disappointed with Superman. He should have done a little more damage, should have taken his knights forward, should have taken his scouts forward. Those are faster units, faster moving units, and they should have done a lot of damage, but no, he has kept them inside his base, and they've kept them for defending. You don't defend with your knights, you don't defend with your scouts. That's not a very good idea. He's taking a town center over there, but I think it would have been a good choice if he had put a castle over here or here, probably on top of the hill. It would have been a better choice, because yes, that is obviously a better choice, and that could have stopped this this flurry of infantry coming in from Carlos Ferdinand. And is that a forward castle I was talking about? That castle is also very nicely placed, because he can take this gold if he wants to. No red is collected from both players. There's absolutely no time to collect relics. I'm going to fast forward a bit and carry on with this game. There you see villagers coming forward to do that castle. And has he done anarchy? That is the question. Is he producing huskers from his barrack? No, possibly not. He hasn't done anarchy yet. I'm going to quickly go and take a look if he has done the research. And bam, he is not done the research. He has not done the anarchy. So anarchy is still not available to him. He cannot produce those huskers from the barrack. So that is the stuff right now. He's producing pikes at will, and he's sending them to Superman, and Superman is really struggling right now. Does he have the base to produce knights? Let's look at the number of farms he has. Doesn't have a hell lot of farms. He has some farms over here there. Yes, they are there, but still not very well placed to make the number of knights he wants to. It's much easier to make pikes and huskers than make knights and cavalry archers, even though the cavalry archers cost very less, but I don't see any cavalry archers right now, so he's really struggling. If you look at the number of kills of Superman, is much more than Carlos Ferdinand, so that is not a surprising thing, but it's the number of units that this guy has pumped in, and he's doing the damage with the number of units he's pumped in. So let me go to his yes, infantry 27 and 0 from Superman. Obviously no infantry from the hunt player, and yes, there is something wrong with the stats check. It doesn't go back to the pop. It does. Okay, let's forget it. It's just crappy. It's absolutely crappy. So there you go. The infantry is coming, and he's still producing knights. He has totally gone away from cavalry archers. I'm going to go to his point of view and see if he's doing cavalry archers. He is not. He's not doing cavalry archers. The cavalry archer is going to be very useless at this moment. He's not doing barracks and shifting to infantry himself, but that would have been a choice. Is it hunt player? Let's look at their infantry line. They don't have champion. They do have helps. So yes, that is an option, but he's invested already in these knights and cavalry archers, so he's going to continue with that. And Carlos Ferdinand meanwhile is doing his iron casting, and is he producing is he putting huskers from the barracks? And yes, he is producing. So he's done his anarchy research, he's doing his iron casting. It's going to be very difficult for Superman right now. And if I look at the population, come on, this is the crappiest mod ever. Okay, let's forget about it and let's carry on watching this game. Let's look at the base of Carlos Ferdinand. That's very neat over there. He's still on 3 town centers. He's got a lot of farms, and he can produce huskers at will. Pikes and huskers, I've never seen him stop making pikes and huskers. They're just coming in at will. So very neatly done economy by Carlos Ferdinand. He's doing all the damage that is required in this game. And I'm going to quickly look at the population. 132 Carlos Ferdinand, and Superman is 105 pop, so he's quite behind, and he's really struggling right now. I was talking about the castle, and that would have been a very good place for a castle, but he didn't do it, and it's a little bad. He's got 792 stone right now. Possibly he's thinking right now, where do I place that castle? That is the thought in his mind, possibly, but I don't see it. I don't see the castle. He's still defending with his knights. He should have sent those knights forward into Carlos Ferdinand's base, but he didn't do that. So obviously he's going to struggle. He can't defend with his knights. They're not camels, they're knights, right? For fuck's sake. He's not supposed to defend. So I don't think it's a very good game played by Superman. I think he's a much better player than this. And he's playing against Carlos Ferdinand's might, the might of Carlos Ferdinand, and he's really struggling right now. I'm gonna try to find a few more games between these two guys, and the reason I show you this game is because I wanted to find out all the top Indian players to have ever played this game over the years, and I was a little sad and disappointed to see that we don't have a representation in the Nations Cup. You can see a country like Chile even having 3 to 4 teams, but India, populated country, super populated country, and they don't have top AOE players. I really don't know why we lack the skill to be a top 2K player. I think we produced some 3 to 4 2K players if I'm not wrong, but not more than that, and it is surely quite disappointing. Possibly, I don't know, Age of Empires was not a very popular game in India, and possibly other games like Counter-Strike and Quake and Doom and all the stuff, NFS and FIFA, other games possibly Indians played over the years, and Age of Empires took a back seat. I know obviously a lot of Indians still playing the game, a lot of Indians still interested in the game and have been interested in the game for a number of years, but I also know a hell lot of players who have left the game, and I'm trying my level best to bring some interest back. The Indians, I want them to come back in the scene and see a few 2K players, and it will be fantastic to have a top 2K player from your country. You know, it's great to see that. I'm sure the Norwegians feel so great when they see the Viper, the best player on the planet. So they must be very, very proud about that guy. So that is a very good feeling to have, and obviously that is the reason why I really want someone to be really, really good. But obviously it has to be somebody young, not people like us, not somebody very old like us who've been following this game for many, many years, and it's very difficult right now to find time to become that good, to become a 2K player. You really, really need time. So yeah, meanwhile Tarkans are being produced, and that is adding to the humus. Imperial Age being research being done by Super1man. Let's look at CarlosFerdinand. He's on Castle Age, and he can actually go to Imperial Age if he wants to. I can sell some wood, get some gold, and go to Imperial Age, but he's not going to do that because he's doing absolute damage right now. And meanwhile, as we talk, Super1man resigns. So that is the game, guys, and I'm going to do a few more games, probably a lot more games, top Indian players over the years, and hope you guys enjoy those, and hope you guys enjoyed this one. So please take care, and bye bye.